I'm bad at saving and I can be reckless. That is the main takeaway from today's Budget Bestie. Hi, if you're new here, welcome to Budget with Ira. My name is Ira, and today we're continuing my series called Budget Bestie. In this series, people anonymously submit their budgets to me. I take a look at them and see what I might do if I was in their situation. Bestie, this is not financial advice. However, sometimes I can impart some wisdom in the way that I would do their budget. The real knowledge, however, comes from the comment section down below. So if you would do this budget in a different way, please let me know, and please let everybody else know, because it can be so helpful. But anyway, let's get into today's absolute car crash. So we're here with a paycheck bill tracker. She's absolutely stunning, and she is she's on her last legs at this point. But we're going to be using her, and we're going to be filling out the budget, and I'm going to be telling you more about it as we go along. So first of all, their income is 1030. So we're not working with a massive amount of money here. It's made up of a couple things. So they have a PIP, which is something in the UK, not sure, but it's £270 every 4 weeks. So we're going to do a 4-week budget here, so £270, and then they get an ESA. So this is 380 every 2 weeks, so that's actually 760. So that's what contributes to the 1030. So the outgoings, we have gas and electric here. So gas and electric, and that is £100 per month, and phone, which is 70. And you know what I'm going to say about that, but they did explain this away. So what did they say? They said it's a phone and an iPad together. Their contracts. The iPad is 40. Realized now that it was a bad call and should have saved to buy the iPad, and the contract ends in October. So at least they know now that it's not the smartest thing to do those. And if you really want an iPad, you save up for it. So that will be going down, but for the foreseeable future, it's £70. So let's keep on with that. Internet is £38, and obviously I think you can probably get internet cheaper than that, but when I explain the next couple of costs, you might explain why the internet's high, because they're on it a lot. So first of all, we've got a Twitch subscription. So Twitch, I know it's free, but they want to subscribe to people because that's their joy, and we can't knock that. So that is £50 per month. And then we have gaming, because they have some games that they really enjoy to play, which are pay to play. And there's a couple in there, and it comes up to £15. And then they have Discord, and I know that's free, but there's something that you can do to pay for it. So it gives them joy. Who are we to judge, right? So that's £10. So all of their bills come up to £283, which leaves them with £747. Seems like a lot, but we're gonna start really cutting deep into this now. Before we do that though, let me quickly tell you that what comes out of this person's benefits. Don't need to worry about TV license, as they don't own a TV or meet the criteria. Rent and council tax is covered by the benefits. So that's why those are missing from the budget. So with envelopes, we have food. So they say with their food, they do £200 every fortnight. So £100 every fortnight. So that's £200. And they normally do a big shop from Iceland, which is like all frozen food, right? Then they have spending money, which they say they give themselves £10 per month. So that's £10 a week, which is £40 a month. But they say here that I allow myself £10 a week for spending, but I never stick to it. So I'm assuming they go over it. So for me, £10 ain't enough. That's not enough, bestie. So then we have travel, which they do say they do need to travel relatively regularly, but they don't actually budget for it. So we're gonna put 0 in there for now. So their envelopes come up to 240, which leaves them with 507. So you can see where the money's going. So they do have 2 ambitions, things that they want to save up for. First of all, they want to get a nice computer, which is 2,400, and they currently don't budget anything for that. And then they have holiday. So holiday is 2,500, and they don't budget anything. So let's go back to this. So they say, I'm a single person with no dependent, no support from family members or have access to family members. I suffer from mental health issues that make it hard to save money, but I want to try a new way. So when I go into 2025, and 2025 is important for them, I have things to back up in case I don't get rewarded PIP and want to be moved to the ESA work group. I don't budget for transport costs as that happens once every 3 months, with stuff like dentist appointments, and I don't leave my house unless I'm going to the local store and buying junk food, and this is where my excess was going. I'm probably single-handedly supporting my local corner shop, and I that's funny. Same, bestie, same. I know I'm probably going to get some judgment for what I'm wanting to spend my money on, but I'm working on getting back into work, and the holiday plan is the reward for overcoming my mental health and taking control of it. And I think this whole series, and I know we are like, I can't remember what number we're on, but this whole series has highlighted so many different things in so many people's budgets. Who are we to say what people should be spending their money on? If this person wants to buy a computer and have a holiday, let them have a computer and buy a holiday. Do you know what I mean? It's not your money. Let people find joy in what they find joy in. And I'm sure this bestie community is never going to judge anybody. So we're going to leave those sinking funds there. We're not going to add in the generic ones like Christmas, holiday, all of those sorts of things, because they're estranged from their family and stuff like that. So let's just put these down and leave them as they are. Here we are at the sinking funds, currently budgeting nothing. So we've still got the £507. Then they have debt minimums. So the debt minimums comes up to 93.07. So you might be a bit upset with me. I did choose this video, but I'm going to talk you through their debt, but I don't have enough data to be able to do a debt repayment plan, right? So my total debt is £3,649.58, and all of it has gone to a debt collection agency, and I pay a total of £94, meaning I should be debt free by the end of April 2027. Right now I'm trying to pay off the smallest with the largest chunk of money and then get that to trickle down. So they're trying to do the snowball method. For example, I have a debt that will be completely paid off in 3 months, so I have then victories one step closer. So then they list their debts, and they're with 3 different debt collection agencies, and they've agreed and spoke about like really small amounts. So we're talking about £93.07 here, and that's how much they're like paying off their debt. So moving back to this here, it's 93.07, which means they've got 413.93, and that's what they're playing with each month. So you know, we're in a situation where this is all going to the corner shop, we're wasting on stuff, we're buying games, we're, you know, subscribing to people, we're doing all sorts of stuff, and that's where the money's going. So it's time for me to introduce some changes to this budget, right? So we got a purple pen. This is one of the things that was bought off my Amazon wish list. So whoever bought me this, thank you so much. It's so appreciated. And let's move over here. So I'm not going to change any income or anything like that to inflate it, because we assume something's going to go up or something's going to go down. And we're not going to change the bills because they are what they are, right? But what we are going to do is go to envelopes. So the first thing that I was going to do is talk about self-care and how important that is, because I think sometimes we think self-care is treating ourselves all the time to the corner shop, and that doesn't long term make us feel great, does it? So actually planning in some self-care of a hobby that isn't necessarily something that we just have within our normal bills is really, really important. So I was going to say self-care, let's do it, but this person is taking care of themselves. So we've got Twitch, games and Discord. That's self-care, and that's what I'd include with that. It's not a necessary thing, but it is kind of necessary. Do you know what I mean? So we've got the self-care element down there. I would try and spend less on food shopping and do it a bit more regularly. It's one person, so I do a £40 shop every single week and go to a shop rather than doing an Iceland home delivery. Trying to go to a shop if you're able to and get something a bit fresher and something a bit nicer, something that's going to make you feel really good. Still get a pizza and stuff, but like get some like fresher stuff and stuff like that, rather than constantly reheating frozen stuff, because I think that's gonna lift your mood and make you feel better. But who am I? Do you know what I mean? I'm not a nutritionist or whatever. Spending, I think there's a reason why you're spending more than £10. It's because £10 is just not enough for a lot of people. So I would do £30 per week, which is £120. So you can still get yourself down to the shop, you can still get yourself a Red Bull, you can still do all of that stuff, and you're having good stuff. Travel, I would do something too. I'd do £20 a month to that because you say that you need to do it and it's never unbudgeted for. So that comes up to £3.40, which is a stark difference. We've reduced the food, upped the spending, we've still got self-care now, and we're taking care of travel. So £3.40, which now means you've got £407. So sinking funds wise, you did say that you want to get a computer by the end of the year and £2,500 for a holiday by the end of the year. I don't think that's going to happen. I have to be really honest with you. If you're really trying to make things happen, I wouldn't really consider that. I would do £100 per month for those, which is a lot of money, especially considering where your budget is at. Now, if you join the workforce, or if things change with your allowances and stuff like that, by all means save a bit more, but £200 is a lot of money to do it. So I would do that, and I'll talk you about that. So basically, if you did £100 per month for both of those, it's going to take 2 years to make those happen. So it's not like you're delaying them massively. It just seems a bit more reasonable to me. So that comes up to £200, which then leaves you with £207. And then what I would do in terms of your debt is work in an overpayment. So I'd still continue what you're doing, right? So I do an overpayment of £106.93, which is exactly £200 going towards debt every single month, which means that you have a £7 buffer, and I think that's a lot more realistic, right? So let's talk about this debt repayment plan. So you say that you are going ahead and you're paying off the smallest debt first and going all the way down, trickling down to the biggest one. I think that's smart. When you introduce £106.93, you're gonna get it paid off a hell of a lot quicker. So at the moment, your debt repayment plan is based off of really nominal minimums, and it's going to have you getting it paid off in 2027. This, by my calculations, will have you paid off in 18 months, which means that you can funnel more money into your computer and your holiday so they can get done. So this is the approach that I would take. I mean, it's not the most generous budget in terms of the income, but you know, things like that change all the time, and hopefully you are feeling better and doing better, and I think this is a nice, strict but flexible budget for you to do. Please let me know down in the comments if you do anything differently. Thank you so much for getting through to the end of the video. You know I love it when you get through to the end of the video. Please give this video some love. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you are going to comment, please use this emoji. Have you considered becoming a channel member or a Patreon? Patrons get exclusive content, sneak peeks, and significant discounts off my Etsy store. Channel members get early access to every single video. In fact, they've seen this video long before you have. If you would like to join them and support me over on Patreon or on YouTube, have a look at the links in the description. You will not regret it, bestie. That's all we have for this video. So until next week's video, I would like you to have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and have a wonderful budget. Always remember, don't trust Ira. But until then, I'm going to direct you to the Budget Bestie playlist. Have a look at this one.